talk. I'm having to talk here. Right? So before we jump into this, I want to know who here are experts on AI and been using it a lot?
No experts.
Oh, I saw a hand right there. Oh, I see one right here.
Wow.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. And then who's kind of touched base on it and try to get into it? A few more? Oh, good. I'm glad I don't know much. So, because it all looks so complicated, and I would like, if I just want to show it to you, no matter how hard it looks, I'm going to make it easy for you to understand. So, we're going to start here. Sorry, I'm technical problem.
Still need those people behind the scenes.
Yeah, none of it works.
Ever use Copilot?
I have a little.
It's right on like, it's Microsoft.
Yeah, Copilot's Microsoft, yeah.
Read some.
I'll tell you, I was arguing with AI the other day because I was asking it something and it said to me something like, well, if you need anything else, let me know. And I said, quit talking to me like you are a human, you are not a human. It pissed me off. I couldn't stand that. And then the way it responded, I still didn't like it. I scolded it again, and it finally struck me.
All right. So I'm going to have to use the notes because I actually never done a presentation before. So, guess what? I found that someone who can help with the volunteers and who's never tired and always ready to assist. And it's AI, our new volunteer. So my name is Jeff. I'm from South Texas, Chapter 64 in Houston, Texas. I've been with AT&T for 27 years, so don't do math. And I do support for retail stores. And I joined the Pioneers a couple of years ago, and long after that, I got volunteered to do flyers, or is it voluntold? So today I'm excited to tell you about how to make AI a tool that is simple for you to use. So we're going to go to the next slide. I got it. So what is AI? It's basically computers aiding us in learning patterns and helping us with our daily tasks. Okay? And it's our new volunteering member who's going to help us as a volunteer. It's there. And there are hundreds of tools out there, but not to confuse anyone, I'm just going to show you a couple, okay? And you know what's funny is because even though you didn't raise your hand if you use AI tools, you are already using AI tools. Literally, you know it or not. It's in your pocket. Every time you pick up your phone and you start a text message, have you noticed what comes next? A word. And guess what? AI is predicting what you're saying. So that's AI right there. And you don't realize, but you are all using AI. Okay? So, but now, I just wanted to show you a few things, but we can use AI as volunteers. And in those things, how can AI work for us as volunteers? So 4 things I came up with that can help. Writing emails, and you probably already have done this, where when you start to type, like I said, in text messages, it kind of thinks of the next word for you. So it's called predictive text, and that's AI right there. It corrects your grammars and your spelling. Another thing I want to show you, like when you take pictures, it kind of suggests, the phone suggests you, oh, maybe you should take it in portrait mode, or the lighting is dark, maybe you should use night mode and hold the camera still. That's all AI doing. Number 3, proposals. We want to write proposals to get money for our projects. We want to get laptops. We want to get $10,000 so we can use it for a project. Well, you give AI an idea and let it come up and let it write a proposal for you and make it sound really good so you get a lot of money, right? And then number 4 was what I was having to do, where somebody needed a flyer the next day, and I was like, oh boy, how can I get this done? So AI is going to help you write and make flyers. So as far as writing emails, you can just go into ChatGPT or Copilot, and you can just kind of random thoughts and just start writing. Hey, I want to write an email to a group of volunteers that, hey, I can't get anybody to come and help me bag all of these stuff on Friday. I'm kind of mad. I'm going to ask AI, how do you write this nicely to all these people? So, by putting it in there, and you give it the tone, and say, AI, can you make this sound really nice and pretty so they will come Friday and help volunteer, okay? So that's what AI can do for you. And voila, you give AI an idea, it writes out an email for you. But AI is not perfect. So you gotta double check, it's not perfect. I wrote in ChatGPT to write emails to ask volunteers to help bag food boxes to give to veterans on November 14th. All right, so in return, in the white, AI wrote me this whole email. But I noticed something. I looked at the November 14th, and then I saw the word Thursday. And then I looked at my calendar. And you know what? November 14th is not Thursday. It's Friday. So AI wrote that. You have to kind of double check. It's smart, but we're smarter. Okay?
Amen.
And AI can be fun. So I've done this with a few of the pioneers where I took their pictures and I changed it up. So, like I said before, when you take pictures, it always recommends some certain stuff. So this is my little dog Bailey, and he's got on a Purdue outfit. That is grandma made. I don't know if you know why. But I didn't graduate from Purdue. I graduated from University of Houston. I took the picture of Bailey, and I said, why don't, in one prompt, and that's what they call it when you type it in, when you give instructions to AI, one prompt, I said, You know, think as a photographer, and why don't you put my Bailey on the 50-yard line in a football field with a marching band? One prompt. Voila!
That's cool. Who did this? This is actually a
Create a portrait you can attach the football field at the 50-yard line in a marching band. But you notice, is there anything wrong with this photo?
It's missing people.
Can anybody point out?
No people.
No people.
There's nobody back there. And AI doesn't know that. Right? So I gave him one prompt. What if you put some people back there? Right? You got a football field. You gotta have people. You know, I need people in the stadium seats. Hello? You know? He's a football star. Okay, so what else is missing? Anybody can think of anything? Huh? Football players or how about cheerleaders? Cheerleaders. Yorkie cheerleaders. Yeah, it's got skirts and everything. And you know what? This was 4 prompts. If I gave it a specific instructions, that's what it did. And that's what it gave. That's how easy AI is. But again, you know, you gotta check for everything. Sometimes it actually took the word Purdue in there, but I couldn't tell. It's kind of blurred out. But that's Google Gemini that I used this in. And I did it from my phone. So, and this is the before and after. So first was writing emails, and then number 2, it was photo generation and generating ideas. I could put Betty in a master chef in the kitchen, and it would do it. And believe me, try this after you're done, because you're going to become an expert. Okay, it's that easy. So you don't have to be afraid of it, but you do have to make sure it looks right. Okay? You don't want Betty to have 5 legs. Because it will do that. Alright? Or it will put another dog in there. So you have to be specific. You say, I want this dog's face in there. Alright, so number 3. Betty was ordering Amazon treats. So, you know, I took the same Bailey and I put in Gemini and I said, put him in a spacesuit, you know, and have him type for me, you know. So, the third idea that I want you to have is use AI to help you write proposals and get the grants you want for the volunteering projects you want. Because it can do all of that. Or if you have an old proposal that you have, you can actually just drag and drop it into Gemini and tell it to rewrite it for you for a specific purpose. So that's how easy that is. But again, you have to check that is writing everything properly and you read over everything. And of course, you know, for ChatGPT, you just drag and drop, and then it rewrites the proposals. And this can be for a picture that you take of a proposal. So just like a photo you can take. And you can, with AI, you can drag a photo, a PDF, any kind of documents. It gets that easy. So, number 4, which is the last one, because I'm really making this one short. Creating flyers. I've been doing flyers for like 2 years, and it's always a struggle because it's like, oh, they want to do a Christmas one, they want to do one for Easter. I don't know what colors to pick. You know, there's templates out there. But I'll just type in AI in Gemini and say, you know, make me a flyer, you know, create a summer scene. And so I asked Gemini to do a flyer and give it back to the dogs. So the thing about AI is the more you write in there, the more specific you get, the better outcome you will get. So here, I asked it to, you know, I gave it a time, I gave it an activity, I want, the activity was cutting dead fallen trees, okay? So, and trimming fences, and then to, you know, email this person and contact and so forth. And this is what I got from Gemini. So, you know, it used to be where I had to, okay, what color should I use? What kind of art should I use? I gotta go through hundreds of Google search for photos that will look good. Well, you know, I kind of told her what I wanted to do, and it generated this. So I was like, oh, you know what? I don't have to think about colors anymore. I'll just copy it. So I went into a Word document, and I pulled out, and I colored it. So now it looks similar. But I use AI to help me, assist me in doing that. Because if somebody's going to ask me to do a flyer tomorrow, I'm going to go, oh, great. I just copy the same colors. You know, you kind of change it up. People get bored. So you just have to change it up. So, and if you don't like it, you tell AI, you go, create me another one with more festive colors. And so it will literally give you another one. And it'll ask you, do you like this? Do you want a more serious tone? Or you more fun and festive? And it's just incredible because this saved me a lot of time for doing the flyer because it did half of the work for me. I still have to do the other half. So there it is. With AI, it's not so complicated now, huh? Writing emails, helping you with emails. You know what it does with your photos, you can change it. Upload a proposal, have it write it for you. Instead of asking for 5,000, say 15. You know? Right? Make it a big project. And then, of course, most of all, you know, just do flyers. And you can do it yourself. It's trial and error. Keep doing it, because the more you do it, AI is going to remember what is it that you like, and it's going to generate better flyers for you. Okay? So if you tell AI you got the wrong date, tell him the year. Okay? I didn't put year in there. That's why you didn't know. But all in all, that's it.
This was his first presentation, y'all. One quick, do y'all have any questions for Mr. Lee?
A couple of them right here.
For the diagram, for the one you gave us with the dog on the 50-yard line, if you put the same requirements in another time, would it give you the identical information?
Another time is in.
Like you're saying, when you put it in, you can't. What it is, right?
No, like you said, you wanted your dog on the 50-yard line.
Right.
Then you wanted a marching band and build the state. If you did those the same another time,
Okay.
would it end up with the same poster or picture?
It might do the same because a lot of times when you do AI, it kind of generates very graphical images. So it's all about what they call prompting. So if you switch the words around, then it will generate something different. Because what it does is AI will go out there and it'll search how people word things and the results it gives. So it may generate something different.
And it could be too, if you're using the same format, like he's using what Gemini for that.
Yes.
So if you're staying in that chain, you'll probably be able to see just the change you're asking for. But if you get out of the format with that image and you start it over, you may get something a little different than you originally started with, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I actually did try that once again, and it put the dog like in front and at the end of the football field, and I don't know why it did that, but because I use specific words like think as a photographer of a portrait. So when it took a portrait, it took the dog from sideways to front, because that's what a portrait is. So it's very specific that I use that word portrait. Make sense?
Any questions for him?
I didn't realize there was any questions.
This one, I'm not sure if, this is for Ask Docs, or Ask ATT. When I upload a document, after a while it times out. Is there a way to extend it? Because sometimes I'm working on something, I'm going and do work, and I come back and I want to continue, and it'll tell me that it's timed out, that I've got to upload my document again.
Well, did you pay for the subscription? You get 5 free tries. And the trick is, on ChatGPT, is you start a new conversation. You start a new one.
She's actually referring to Ask ATT. So there's a functionality where it's timing out on you. Is that what you're saying? Okay. What I would do there, if you go to Ask ATT, there should be a question or something you can submit to the support team there. That would be your best route to look into that. Does that make sense? All right. Any more questions? Y'all make me run all over the place today. There we go.
I just want to ask, when you're having it create the text message for you, do you go into your text messages on your phone? How do you bring that up for them to do it? Or do you have to go over to, say, Gemini and say, create a text message for me? Do you copy that and then put it in your text messages?
Well, in text message, it has like Google Voice, for example. So you can tell Google Voice that. But if you're asking about if I want to type a text message but reword it, then yes, you go into Gemini and say, write me a text message, to make it sound good, and it will rewrite for you.
Then you have to copy it, bring it over.
And then you copy it and then paste it. And if you don't like it, then it'll ask you if you want to, not sound pissed off, but be nicer. Things like that. It will. It will ask you what kind of tone do you want, I can't get anybody help,
Yeah, well, one thing to remember with AI when you're working with any platform is the prompts. That's actually what your ask is on whatever you're doing. And if you actually go and search in Google prompts, they actually have templates that you just fill in the data based on what program or what you're wanting, and you put it in and you just copy and paste it. And it goes, bam, fire, well, bam, proposal. So prompts, remember prompts, okay?
Prompts is just the way you word things, and you're asking and giving instructions to AI to do what you want it to do. Okay?
Any more questions?
Yeah, I'm straight now.
You good? All right. So, can you do that? Thank you. Do you have questions? You ever seen it anytime? All right, before we get to our next section,